this is not a drill. There's a massive opportunity on our hands, and this is going back to crypto investing. Hey, I'm Whitney Magic, and I am wildly passionate about crypto, building exponential wealth, and shifting hands into the hearts of the good. And also, why not just throw in, I love seeing this through the lens of energy and spirituality and consciousness. Because right now, in particular, is a really powerful time to be here on Earth, and also to be shifting wealth into our hands. So I'm going to be breaking down some of these opportunities because I know crypto has a lot of feelings around things, but I am going to be very honest and frank with you. There is an opportunity that, if you want money to work for you, if you have capital that you have sitting on the sideline that you're like, I want this to grow, I want for more possibilities to happen in my life, I want to understand the system, I want to change lineage and pathways and opportunities for myself and for my family and all generations moving forward. I want this. I'm open to it. This is for you. So in this video, first off, this is my first video here. I'm going to be having a lot more videos like this, but simply today, I just want to break down and share a little bit of my own personal story and experience with crypto, because I've been in this space for 4 years, and I really do feel like this was a godsend and a blessing that I got into crypto and that I got connected with it, and that I didn't just get into crypto and bought a meme coin or bought something that someone told me to buy, but instead I was mentored and I got welcomed into the space in quite a smart way, and I'm very grateful for that. So I not only have that experience, but also over these past 4 years, I have taken it as my job and my responsibility and my curiosity more than anything to understand the science of crypto investing. So it's not just put money in here, see it rise up, maybe see it go down, and everything else in between, but instead it was understanding, how does the money market move? How does money move in crypto? How do people understand what is valuable? What is valuable? How do I keep things safe? How do I play the game smart? And so today I want to share some of my own experience. And second off, I'm going to keep this really simple. That's so much to say. But I want to share about some of the biggest mistakes I see people making, because I see that crypto can be very simplified, but a lot of times people either jump in too quickly and miss some steps, or they just never create a plan in the process and they never get welcomed into crypto. So I really want to welcome you into the space, that if you feel the itch and the calling, it's here, you can work for it. Okay, so first off, my own personal experience with crypto. So 4 years ago, just about on this day, I left my corporate engineering career. I was living in Washington, D.C. I was working as a construction engineer for just under 4 years, and that life for me honestly was not for me. It felt soul crushing, and the corporate world was not for me. I was looking around and I was like, what are all of these people doing, and what is this life? Because it does not feel like it's my life trajectory. However, right now, it is my life trajectory. So January 10th, 2020, I left that career and I left that life behind. A few days later, I hopped on a plane and flew over to Bali, Indonesia. It was there that I said I have to do a corporate detox, and I was planning on being there for 4 weeks. I ended up staying abroad for 2.5 years. And I'll tell you why. It's all related to crypto. So for context, at this time, I had no idea what crypto was. My financial literacy was just about nothing. I knew growing up how to save, and I was the oldest child of 3 girls. I do have to say one thing I did really well is I took the big sister energy. I had that. And also the saving energy. I had that. And so I knew how to save. And so when I flew over to Bali, I was in between things. I had no plan of what the next thing was going to be on my horizon. However, I had a big curiosity. I really wanted to know, what does $1 mean to me? Because back when I was in the corporate times, I saw my salary coming in, I saw my savings going up, I saw my 401k going up, and none of it really mattered to me. I was like, okay, cool, money's here, but I didn't understand what $1 meant to me. So anyways, I share this curiosity just because this is what led me in to the next opportunity, which was I sat down one day for a dinner And there was a guy who was in the cafe, and he invited me to sit down. And he started talking to me a little bit about his backstory. And I find I share this because when you travel, you start to meet interesting people who come with interesting stories and backgrounds, and different backgrounds than what you've ever experienced. And that's entirely what just happened for me. Is like, I've been plopped down to this country, I'm sitting at this table, and this guy is talking to me about macroeconomics and the economy and the money system and how these things are broken and outdated, and the Fed and the SEC and all these reserves. And I'm just like, okay, I get that you're saying all these things, and I don't physically know these words, but I know on a very energetic cellular level that I can feel that there's a lot of problems right now. And so he started talking to me about the future of finance, cryptocurrency, the blockchain technology, all of these things that I was just like, there were little fireworks going off in my brain. And I'll get into this later. But for me, I was like, oh my God, I can see. There's a problem. The old world is outdated. The current world is outdated. The world that I know is outdated. And there's a new world coming in, and I am not aligned to that future yet. But I want to be. I want to see the opportunity. And I have this knowing, I'm not an investor at this moment, but I have this feeling and this knowing that if I align myself to this future and to this reality, that things will work out for me, because it's aligning myself to the future, aligning myself to the growth. And naturally, other people will want to align to that future as well. And quite simply, that little principle right there around like the movers of energy and being like a forward mover and aligning to the future first, that is one key principle that I want to bring up around investing. And why I'm talking about this is because crypto, yes, it is new, but it's also been around since 2008. So we're now looking at 16 years, 16 years that Bitcoin has been around. And in that time, a lot of other innovations have come up in the space to be able to help build this world, which is the future of finance. And crypto is very much a part of that. So while we are talking about all these things that are new and fresh to the world, to my world at that time, they're not new and fresh to all of our realities. They're here. And so the invitation right now here on Earth is to be able to, and the invitation I felt at that time was, I need to align to the future, because I am growth oriented, I am future oriented. My soul also wants to build the new Earth, and these old systems are outdated in these ways. And I have to align here. I don't know why, but I have to go. And so if you're feeling this right now, there's numerous things that could be pointing you in this direction, but the old world is outdated. The old system is failing. The fiat systems, the US dollars, they are only losing spending power each day. I'll get into more problems later on. Anyways, planting seeds, moving along. For my own self, I ended up taking my retirement fund, pulling that out at the beginning of 2020. And with the help of my mentor, learning how to be able to manage my money on my own. And anyways, in this time, lovely virus hits. And I really, truly declare that I'm staying abroad and I'm learning these things. And I'm dedicating this year to a financial sabbatical for myself. And so I learned about numerous different things, how money flows, how energy flows, how to be able to grow and compound wealth in different ways, how smart money works. And that's one thing I'm wildly passionate about, is like how smart money works and how we as average people can become smart money holders and to have money work for us as a tool to help amplify our time. Like, you bring money in, you work your job, you work your career, but how do we make our money grow? So that it's not just working in a linear way of like money in, money out, or money in, grow up like 5%, 10% over time. Instead, I'm like, how do we bring money in, and then money goes into a system and it goes growth. And so I share this because that's what happened to me. I brought my money into the system. I definitely watched it go up and down a little bit as I was moving through different asset classes. And so I took $38K out of my retirement fund, all of it out. And then I watched that $38K as I was playing with different asset classes and learning things around in the space go down to $25K, investing, you win some, you lose some. Let me tell you that at that time, that was painful. And I have to say, you learn a lot of lessons with losing money, because you learn a lot. You learn a lot if you allow yourself to learn a lot. And so anyways, I learned a lot in that time. And it turned into around October 2020 that I was like, hey, got some things wrong in the market. And I need to go 100% into crypto. I need to move this 25K and just send it all in. At that time, I had been studying a lot about crypto. And so from October 2020, I threw it all into some cryptos that myself, my mentor, particularly my mentor, had been researching a lot over the years. I was like super grateful to have found him, because basically I just got to take a lot of his wisdom and a lot of the experiences that he had been researching for so many years and be able to build upon that and really benefit from it. From October 2020, I watched that 25K grow. I didn't touch it. I put it into the positions. I bought in at the right time. I had my systems work for me within crypto. And I watched it go from 25K, and then around December hit, and we're watching it go up to 50K. And then January hit, and I watched it go up to 100K. And at that point, that was a big, like, oh my God, like, this stuff is real. Like, and not only is it real, but like, I did, like, my conviction, my plan, everything worked. I'm starting to understand pieces to the puzzle. And at the same time, I'm still very new to the space, but I'm understanding the pieces to the puzzle. And then beyond that, I'm watching in March. It doesn't go to 100K, but instead at this point, March, April, it rises up to over $500,000. And you have to realize what's going on. Like, inside, there's this euphoria where I'm like, oh my God, I watched this like 25K. Over a year ago, I just left my engineering career, and I watched this 25K turn into over $500,000 because I learned how to align myself to the future and how to have money work for me. It was just like pure euphoria. And there's this feeling that I can't really put into words at this exact moment, but what that did is it set me free. It bought me time to be able to go explore the world and live off of those funds, those returns, over the next 3 years. Or 3 years, wherever we're at, up until today. I was able to travel the world, spend more time with my family, deepen a deeper relationship with myself, shift myself into more alignment and more impact for the world, and work that actually lit me up, which is what I'm doing today, and speaking about crypto and finances and money and all the things that like really lights my soul up. So I had my money work for me to buy myself time. And I think I really feel and have seen how much so many people want to buy themselves freedom, and want more time. But to do that, you have to have systems so that your money can grow in a way to actually buy you that freedom that you feel and that you need, for your soul to have more spaciousness, for you to be able to drop into different layers of yourself, to interact with your world in a different way, to interact with the people in your life in a different way, to be able to dream bigger and bolder, to be able to see what else is going on in the world. And the only way to do that is like the chicken comes before the egg. Like, you have to create a system so that you can buy yourself time and space for your mind to be able to grow. And so I bring this up because so often I see where people are like, oh, I want these things. And I'm like, well, do you have a system so that money can work for you? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, how do you think you're going to buy yourself time? And they're like, well, it's just going to, I'm like, we have to be able to design a system first so that time can work for you. So you can be given that, you can give that opportunity to your future self of like, I gave myself time. I rewarded myself for this. And now I can actually grow into a bigger arena because money has been a tool to be able to help set me free. And so that's what I'm wildly passionate about today, is like the people and the souls who are good, who are golden, who are like, I feel that I'm here for a greater impact. I want to give you the freedom for you to be able to design that for yourself so you can have time to set yourself free. And so some of the biggest mistakes that I see with crypto investing is that people are like, I feel this, I can somewhat see how pieces work for me. And so people quite often will jump into crypto too fast. So they'll just open their exchange, they'll buy Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever it is, and they'll be like, okay, this is it. And they're like, now what? And the little part that I like to see with that is, with crypto and with investing, you have to ask yourself, what game are you playing? So if you just want to grow your wealth, your money by 2x or 3x, Those types of investments are fine. However, a lot of times the people coming into my world are people who want to be able to build financial freedom, exponential wealth, 10x, 20x, 30x returns, or maybe beyond. And the only way to realistically and safely do this for yourself is to not invest in those investments that have been here for 14 or 10 years, because the opportunity to buy those would have been a decade ago, not today. If your plan is exponential wealth, financial freedom, money. And so if your goal is that, you first have to get clear with yourself, where I ask you, like, what is your goal? And it's okay to have big goals and big dreams. I did, and people thought that I was crazy at first. But I said, I'm a 10x investor at minimum. And I don't think that is crazy if you learn the frameworks of how to align yourself to investments that are actually 10x. Okay, so that is the first one. You have to ask yourself, what is the goal and the plan for yourself as an investor? Next off, a big part of investing that people don't see with crypto is the market cycles and the timing. So you know the saying, buy low, sell high. To be able to buy low and sell high, you actually have to understand a little bit of the cycle of where we are at in the cycle and when are the best times to buy. There's a few events that are kicking things off energy-wise in the crypto world. For example, just this week, the Bitcoin ETF was released and approved and put live. In April this year, the Bitcoin halvening will happen, which is a known phenomenon that happens once every 4 years, and that typically kicks off a bull cycle, a market cycle going up in the crypto world. So what that means is a lot more capital flows in. All this to be said, buy low, sell high. It is important to be able to, of course, be able to buy low, but then a big part of playing this game is being able to understand where you're at in the cycle, to understand your plan of when to sell. So understanding the market cycles, that's one thing. We'll talk more about that in the future. But just want to plant a seed there. Another big mistake that I see people making is not understanding the game that they're playing. And so when they are consuming a lot of information, in whether that is on YouTube, Twitter, Telegram, people on the street, when people consume information, a lot of times they'll take things in playing someone else's game. They won't ask themselves what game they are playing. And so this is where I really like to be able to, for people to come back and to be able to say, what game are you playing? Let's design crypto so that it works in accordance with your life, with your energy, so that you don't have to be tapped into consuming all of the information or wondering or not being confident with if you are investing in the right things, if your timing's right, if your systems, if your security, if all these things are there. So quite often I like to go back to, what is the game you are playing? How are you being taken care of? What are the pieces and the elements that you need to be added? So that way you can set yourself free and you can live a life so that crypto is enhancing your life and not feeling like it's a bigger stress and a bigger burden. Okay, two last big mistakes that I see people making in crypto is, first off, people don't build their crypto conviction. And what I mean with this is, what you see in me right now is I have a very strong belief in knowing about the future and that crypto is a part of it. It is unshakable within me. Therefore, I have 100% of my savings in crypto. I can have that because I've built my crypto conviction. I've done my research. I've watched the YouTube videos. I've seen the fundamental problems in the current financial system. And I'm like, this is the future. And crypto and blockchain technology is all there. I'll get into that into later videos. If you want any recommendations, feel free to drop a comment, and I'm happy to be able to send another video your way of things that are already out there and resources you can already learn about. But I like to say, start with your crypto conviction. Build that. Understand why crypto is part of the future. Once you have that, then we can go deeper in. And so this leads me to my last and final point, is that quite often when people invest in cryptos, they'll just buy things because they think that they should, or price will go up in some way, shape, or form. However, for me, what I like to do is, as an engineer, I've reverse engineered a lot of the ways to be able to see how cryptos grow and go up. And fundamentally, I like to say, and this is with like in the business world, in the investing world, you want to understand what problem and solution are there. So what problem is your crypto investment solving? How much capital can flow into that? And what is the solution? Why would price go up? Why is there an excitement? Why is there demand in the future? So when you can start to understand and see the problems in crypto, this is when you can align your money to the future and to the solutions that are being created. These are things that I like to teach and I'll be talking more about on this channel. So anyways, hey, I'm Whitney. I'm so glad that you guys are able to join me on this first video, just to be able to share some of my own stories and some of the things and mistakes that I see people making in the crypto space. My plan and intention is for this to feel simple and easy and practical for you, to be able to have money work for you in an exponential manner. We live in a world in the matrix system that has taught us that we should be part of the system and have the system and move the system so that we can only get linear growth. However, I want to be able to show and have you align yourself to exponential growth so that money can work for you in a way that doesn't make sense to the mind. And more possibilities can be unveiled for you. And life can feel more free, more possibilities, more levity, more boldness, more life on your own terms. And we can pave that pathway for you. So I look forward to more videos like this on this channel. Thank you so much for dropping in with me today. This was a whole lot of fun, and I look forward to so much more. So please feel free to subscribe, share this with a friend, like, comment. Any questions you have, any curiosities about crypto for the future, please drop it below. I would love to make more videos about this, but I need to hear from you guys. So without further ado, see you on the next one.